Hey folks, Ed here from Brain Pulp TV coming at you with more Magic Online. I am doing an old favorite with a new twist. They have instituted draft leagues in Magic Online. Now, for those of you who don't know the process of me recording a draft for you guys to put onto YouTube, I typically, because drafts, other than single elimination drafts, in which I am almost guaranteed to be out the first round, if it's like a Swiss draft, they take up about 3, sometimes even 4 hours of time. You have the draft, which is about half an hour long, and then 3 matches, which can be anywhere from a few minutes each to 50 minutes or more each. Now, while there is nothing I would rather do than spend 4 hours playing Magic sometimes, it's hard to fit that block of time into my schedule. Usually, leagues are much easier to film because you can play a game here, you can play a game there, you can space it out. Even having like a 15-minute break between games where you don't have to worry about watching a clock about when the next match is going to start is a huge, huge deal for me doing recording. So the draft leagues, I think, are going to be really great for the channel because it's going to allow me to do a draft, but at the same time, I don't have to worry about getting everything done all at once and then not even having enough time in between the matches to do an intro to the next match, that sort of thing. So I'm hoping these solve a lot of sort of technical and time issues when it comes to doing these drafts. Okay, and now that we've got that out of the way, I think I'm going to do a 6-2-2-2 draft to start off with. So yeah, let's get into one of those and see how we do. Holy cow, is that ever loud? Okay, let me just quickly adjust my volume. Okay, let me just quickly lower the volume here. That sounds more reasonable. All right, so we have Crypt Breaker as our rare. We have Foul Emissary. Lashweed Lurker is also good. Smoldering Werewolf is very good. Spreading Flames, Enlightened Maniac, Galvanic Bombardment, but I don't think those are going to be sort of the first picks. It's a good pack. It's a good all-around pack. It, of the Horrid Swarm, I think is also really good. I'm thinking of taking Crypt Breaker. I mean, it would either be that, the Lashweed Lurker, or the Smoldering Werewolf. Lashweed Lurker, the only reason why I don't want to take it right now is because it's one of those picks which sort of like puts you into 2 colors right off the bat. So I think I'm going to start off with bumping my phone. I think I'm going to start off with taking the Crypt Breaker here. Harmless Offering, I think, is a fun card. It's not so great for draft, I don't think. Succumb to Temptation. Midnight Scavengers is probably going to be my pick at this point. Dawngriff is nice. Crop Sigil can be good. What else do we have here? Stensia Innkeeper is, when played against me, I have found has been surprisingly effective. Prey Upon is really good removal. I think, though, I'm going to go with the Midnight Scavengers. Either that, actually, you know what? I like Ironclad Slayer. There are a lot of really good enchantments. Choking Restraints being one of them. Ironclad Slayer can get you a lot of extra value with something like a Choking Restraints. But no, I think I'm still going to stick with the Midnight Scavengers. So now, of course, we're hoping for Graph Rats. No guarantee that we're going to get it, but there's usually a good chance that you get at least one copy of Graph Rats. Oh, and for those of you wondering, it took about 2 minutes and 2 minutes 45 seconds for the queue to load up. So it's not really that long of a wait if you're joining a league. At least in this particular situation, it wasn't that long. This is a Sunday that I'm recording it, a Sunday afternoon. So Assembled Alphas, that actually could be quite good. Extricator of Sin could be good. What do we have in black? We have Olivia's Dragoons, which is also good. Faithbearer Paladin. There doesn't seem to be people in white. I mean, this being passed up makes me think that no one's in red either, but there's hardly any other red. I mean, this is... Man, when this hits the board, it's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. But Faithbearer Paladin, an Extricator of Sin. It looks like white's open. I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to... Part of me really, really wants to take the Faithbearer Paladin, but I think I'm going to take the Assembled Alphas here. I don't know if that was the right choice. It probably wasn't. It looked like white was more open. Let's see. The Reaver, Displace, Primal Druid. Grapple with the Past is really good. Abandon Reason. Up to 2 target creatures get +1/+0 and gain first strike into the end of turn. It's got Madness. Make Mischief. Make Mischief isn't awful. Primal Druid. Tattered Haunter. I mean, there's a lot in a whole bunch of different colors here. Cultist Staff. I mean, I see Cultist Staff right near the end, so I don't know if I should be taking it right now. I almost want to take it because I don't want to commit myself to too much in these same colors. I think, you know what, I'm going to take the Reaver. It's a bear, it's in my colors so far anyways. Bold Grace is really good. We got the Supplicant, which we'll probably be taking. Graph Harvest. Zombies you control have Menace. Crossroads Consecrator. Geist of the Archives. Man, Geist of the Archives could be good. We're not in blue. There's the Bold Impaler. But no, I think I'm going to take the Supplicant here. Black is wide freaking open, I think. Morn Willow. Probably going to take the Markov Crusader here. Another Midnight Scavengers. I actually wouldn't mind 2 of them, but I think of all the other picks here, I'm having a hard time going with anything other than maybe Alchemist Greeting, but the Markov Crusader I think is the best pick here. Black just seems wide freaking open. I don't know what the other colors will be that we're going to end up in, but black is definitely going to be one of the colors. Certain Death is removal. Costly removal, but it's removal nonetheless. Wretched Griff is also good. Blue seems to be fairly open too. Maybe move out of red into blue, because I really don't have, other than the assembled alphas, I mean, the Reaver is not that big of a deal. So maybe we might be switching colors, but I'm taking Certain Death now. Campaign of Vengeance. It of the Horrid Swarm. Weirded Vampire. I like Campaign of Vengeance, actually. Maybe we'll go white-black. Even though there's not really much in this pack. I mean, white's probably pretty picked through at this point. Weirded Vampire is also good. I really like Campaign of Vengeance, though, even though we're not in white. It of the Horrid Swarm, I mean, I think that's really good as well, too. Spontaneous Mutation can be really good. I'm going to take Campaign of Vengeance and see what we get in white later on. I don't think we're going to get much. This is our original pack. Spreading Flames deals 6 damage divided you choose. I mean, we could still stay in red. We got the Banquet, we got the Weirded Vampire, we got Borrowed Malevolence. Spreading Flame. The Weirded Vampire. I mean, that's good. We don't really have much in the way of Madness Enablers. No, actually we do. Because we do have the Supplicant. I'm going to take Spreading Flame here. I'm not going to take Harmless Offering. I'll probably take Succumb to Temptation. The Worldly Outburst. Target creature gets +1/+0 in a turn. When the creature dies, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi horror creature token on the battlefield. It's not bad, but I think Succumb to Temptation is the pick here. Faithbearer Paladin. Or Borrowed Malevolence. We're not set into red fully. I think I'm going to take the Faithbearer Paladin. Opponent casts a spell, sacrifice Lunar Force, and counter that spell. I'm going to take that for the sideboard, in case we're going to... What the hell? There we go. Let's put you into the sideboard. Wolfkin Bond, or another one of the Ironrite Cleansing. I'll just take out the Wolfkin Bond. Strange Augmentation. Probably won't keep it in, but we got it. Plains. Okay. So right now, it's sort of up in the air as to whether I'm going to go white-black or white-red. There's not really much here for red. Hanwar Battlements. I can't remember what this one is. Target creature gains haste until the end of turn, or... Okay. That goes along with Hanwar Garrison. We have Desperate Sentry, which is good for white. Sanctifier of Souls. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Sanctifier of Soul gets +1/+1 to the end of turn. Pay 2 and 1 white. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. That's good. Geistfield Scarecrow. Someone corrected me when I had said that I didn't think it was very good. It has performed for me since getting a bit of advice to use it. I think Bash Trigger is the one who said that, and if I got that wrong, then I apologize to whoever did leave that comment. But I do consider Geist Fueled Scarecrow now when I do drafts. I'm not going to pick it here. I'm thinking either Desperate Sentry or Sanctifier of Souls. I'm gonna go ahead and take Sanctifier of Souls. Choking Restraints is probably going to be the pick here. What's the Wanderer? Hamlet Captain. But no, I think I'm going to take... Yeah, it's looking more and more like we're going to be going white-black, even though I think white is being fairly picked over by other people at this point. Because in previous packs, white seemed to be gobbled up. I mean, we also have another Certain Death. But yeah, let's... Spectral Reserves isn't horrible, but I'm going to take Choking Restraints. And maybe for now, we're just going to go ahead and move the red over. I'm going to put it all in one column, just in case we want to change our minds on that. We do have a couple of really good red cards. Weaver of Lightning, Graph Rats. Okay, so here's the issue I have right now, is I think of the picks that we have here. I mean, Brazen Werewolves is good. Thermal Alchemist is good. We don't really have... I mean, I'm sort of split between now whether or not to go back into red. Because Thermal Alchemist can do work. Markov Crusader would probably be the pick I would normally take, except for the fact that we do have a Midnight Scavengers, and I wouldn't mind grabbing a Graph Rats, and I don't know if we're going to get another Graph Rats. Markov Crusader is very difficult to pass up, though. No one really seems to be in black, so this could wheel. This is probably a very, very horrible pick, but I think overall for what we want, I'm going to take the Graph Rats instead of the another Markov. We do have another Campaign of Vengeance here. Don't think we need a second one, but Identity Thief, man, I love Identity Thief. I think this is a really, really cool card. Guardian of Pilgrims, probably going to be our pick, or Borrowed Malevolence. I'm going to go with Guardian of Pilgrims here. Long Road Home. Desperate... Excuse me. I should not be drinking pop when I'm doing this. Desperate Sentry. Also the Supplicant and the Weirded Vampire. Weirded Vampire will probably wheel. Supplicant, I don't know if it's going to wheel, but I like Desperate Sentry. I mean, Long Road Home has possibilities as well, too. I'm going to take the Desperate Sentry, I think, here. Yeah, let's take the Desperate Sentry. Extricator of Sin. Steadfast Cathar. Borrowed Malevolence. Rise from the Grave. Up until... I forgot to turn the air conditioner off before doing this. I don't think the air conditioner's gone off. It's not super warm here anymore, but anyways, I'll fix that in post and turn it off before the first match. Anyways, Extricator of Sin, I like Rise from the Grave. Extricator of Sin, I think, is good. I think it's very good. I'm going to go with Rise from the Grave here. Tree of Perdition. Wow. Tree of Perdition. Wailing Ghoul, Fiendbinder would be the other possible picks here. But I really like Tree of Perdition. You know what? Let's take Tree of Perdition. Cemetery Recruitment could be good. Give No Ground. No one seems to like this card. Give No Ground. Cemetery Recruitment. Do we have much in the way of zombies? We do have Cryptbreaker. I don't think we really have anything else in the way of zombies. I mean, it's still good. It's still a decent card. But I think Ironclad Slayer, since we do have a copy of Choking Restraints, might be a bit better for us here. So we're going to take the Ironclad Slayer. Hanowar Battlements we don't have to worry about now because we're not really in red. Prying Questions. It's in our colors. We already have a Cleansing in our sideboard, so we're going to take Prying Questions. Strange Augmentation. Alchemist Greeting. I may just take the Alchemist Greeting in case we want to splash for red. So I'm going to set that aside. Wow, black is wide freaking open. The Markov Crusader is still here. I mean, we've got Fiendbinder and we got Thraven Standard Bearer. But we're going to take another Markov Crusader. I'm going to just get the Woodcutter's Grid out of there. Weirded Vampire, why not? Got one of the Bold Impalers if we want, and we're going to take a Plains. Wow, next pack. Okay, Angelic Purge, one of my hands-down favorite cards in the set, in the common slot. We have Nearheath Chaplain, which is also really good. Vessel of Inferior. Not much in the way of black, though we do have a Vessel of Malignity. I'm thinking of taking Angelic Purge here. I mean, Nearheath Chaplain can be good. Can be very good. Same thing with the Vessel. Black seemed to be more open than white. This vessel might come around. Sanitary Skeletons will probably come around again. Voldaren Duelist is a great great card, but we're really not in red anymore. 13 creatures, 7 other spells. I'm gonna take the Angelic Purge here. I don't know if it was best to pick that highly, but I think it's a good choice. Okay, Drown Yard, Olivia's Bloodsworn. I mean, this could give us a decent reason to splash red. The Journal. You know, I don't mind the Journal. It's expensive. It's a decent mana sink for later on. Topplegeist is good. Grotesque Mutation can be good. Emissary of the Sleepless. Olivia's Bloodsworn. It's a 2/1 flyer for 2. Can't block, but who cares? I don't know. I think maybe Olivia's Bloodsworn might wheel. I might take the Topplegeist here. Yeah, I'm going to take the Topplegeist here. Asylum Visitor. Looks like a good pick for us. I mean, Nahiri's Machinations, because we could possibly splash for that. The Morkrut Necropod. Asylum Visitor seems really good, but Throttle's pretty hard to pass up. But a 3/1 for 2 with Madness. Like, we have a decent amount of removal so far, so it's not the worst to not take Throttle, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, Stone Quarry would even be good for us, so that we could splash. The Necropod, I think, it can be strong. I'm going to go with the Asylum Visitor, actually. Don't know if that was the right choice. We got Expose Evil, Rancid Rats, Stallion of Ashmouth. Normally I'd probably take the Rancid Rats. I'm thinking of taking Expose Evil here. Man, my sinuses are bothering me. I actually had a coughing fit there as well, too. So we lost a few seconds. Rancid Rats, Expose Evil, Stallion of Ashmouth. I think I'm going to take the Stallion, actually. That may seem like a strange pick, and it probably is. But yeah, I'm going to take the Stallion. Pale Rider of Trostad. Seems like it could be a good pick. Moorland Drifter. Macabre Waltz. Not Forgotten. I think in this instance, we're going to take... Yeah, let's take the Pale Rider. We got the Vampire Noble. Chaplain's Blessing. Yeah, nothing really else in our colors. Wicker Witch may be good here because we do have at least one card where Delirium... Actually, no, we have Topplegeist, which is Delirium-based. And then we also have the Stallions. So let's take Wicker Witch, actually. Okay, so we have Inspiring Captain, Crow of Dark Tidings, Call the Bloodline. Could also be really good for us. Man, this is a tough call for me. These 3 cards are all really good, I think, for this deck. I think, actually, between Inspiring Captain and Crow Dark Tidings, let's go with Crow Dark Tidings. Oh, we get punished for it. We could have taken it there. Damn it. Well, I'll take another Crow. Okay, here's the original pack. We did get Vessel of Malignity back. That will probably be my pick here. Sanitarium Skeletons is good, but yeah, I'm going to take the Vessel. Grotesque Mutation or Cathar's Companion. You know what? Let's take Grotesque Mutation. Okay, now here's an interesting one. I don't know if we're going to splash for red. Stone Quarry would help with that, though, if we wanted to. What do we have again? Spreading Flames. Assembled Alphas. I mean, Assembled Alphas alone might be good for splashing for red. We also got Rancid Rat. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Stone Quarry here, actually, just in case we want to splash for red. Foul Orchard. Don't want to take that. Yeah, what the hell? I'll take that. Not that we're splashing for green. Chaplain's... No, I'm not gonna take Chaplain's. I'll take the Vessel. No, I'll take the land. And I'll take a Swamp. Okay, so I apologize for a few moments in that draft where there was probably seconds that suddenly got lost. Not that seconds is a big deal, but my sinuses are absolutely killing me right now. And when that happens, I can have sneezing and coughing fits. So I had to edit those things out because no one wants to see me sneeze and cough on camera. At least I don't think so. That might be a fetish. There might be sneezecoffers.com out there, which... Hey, if that's your thing, that's perfectly cool. I'm not here to judge, but I'm not going to be the one to allow you to... Whatever. Anyways, Now, one of the first things I've noticed about the draft league is that you have unlimited time to build the deck, much like you would with a regular league. So there is no set clock for us to build this deck. I think it's pretty much clear that we're going to be black-white. Yeah, I think overall our black and white is strong. So we're at 30. We need to weed this down by 7 cards. So let's separate them from creatures and spells. Okay, I really think we only need 1 Crow of Dark Tidings, so we can take that out almost immediately. What else do we have here that we can take out probably? Tree of Perdition. Tree of Perdition, I don't know how to value. I've never had a chance to play with it. It seems like, I mean, at its worst, it's a decent blocker. It could do 7 damage to our opponent or more if they have sort of life gain. I don't know if we should be keeping it in right off the bat. We only have 1 card, I think, that has Delirium, Topplgeist. I mean, it is a very useful card. But because of that, I don't know if the Wicker Witch is really needed in this deck. Actually, we do have Desperate Sentry, which has Delirium as well, too. Am I missing anything else that has Delirium? Stallions. We do have 3 cards with Delirium, so maybe the Wicker Witch is worth keeping in. We do still have to cut some creatures. I don't know if I want to... I mean, we could cut 1 of the Markov Crusaders. It seems like a strong card, but we're pretty heavy on the end there. So maybe the Weirded Vampire. But, I mean, we do have some madness enablers here, and it might be good to have that card. Well, we have 1 card for Madness, and we only have 1 madness enabler. No, we have 2. We have Pale Rider, which also can enable Madness. I mean, I would rather keep the 2 Markov Crusaders in, both of them in if possible. Anyways, let's go to the spells for now and see what we can cut there. Strange Augmentation, I think, is fine. I'm going to take it out of the deck for now. Vessel of Malignity, I don't know if we need to keep in. Succumb to Temptation can be good for us. Prying Questions, I think we can take Prying Questions out. This is putting us down to 27 in total now. Choking Restraints is definitely staying in. Angelic Purge is staying in. Rise from the Grave. Campion of Vengeance, I think, can still be really good. Certain Death. Maybe the Vessel. Okay, I think at this point I need to ask myself, how important is Delirium to us? Okay, so for Delirium we have... What do we have? We have the Stallion. We have the Desperate Sentry. And the Topplgeist. And I think that's it for Delirium. So if we were to take out the Stallion, keep Topplgeist in, because I still think it's useful, keep Desperate Sentry in. Delirium isn't super important, because I don't think those are... They're not key to get Delirium. They're great if you can get Delirium, but they're not key to get Delirium. And then we take out the Wicker Witch. That leaves us at 17 creatures, so now we're at 25 in total. Okay, now this is more manageable. I can definitely take out... I'm going to take out the Vessel of Malignity. That puts us down to 24. So now we just need to get rid of 1 more. Okay, here's the thing. For as far as our curve goes, let's combine these groups for a second here, and let's sort by mana cost. Like, we're really heavy in 5s. It would make a lot of sense for me to take out one of the Markov Crusaders. Part of me, though, wants to take out the Weirded Vampire instead, because I think the Weirded Vampire is going to be less useful, but yeah, we're really heavy in that spot. We're probably even still too heavy in the 5 slot. And Markov Crusader, I think, is very, very good. Especially because we do have other vampires which could give it haste. But just to sort of even out our curve just a little bit more, that's what I'm going to take out. So that puts us at 23. Now, we do still have the option later on of splashing red, because like with any league, we can change our deck in between our matches. We don't have just the option of doing it during our sideboarding. But for now, I want to stick with white-black because I prefer to play 2 colors in sealed. So let's add our lands. 6 and 9. You know what? I'm going to go 7 and 8. We do have double blacks. We do have 1 double black. Yeah, no, I think 7 and 8 is an more even mix, because we do have the 2 1-drops, and Yeah, I think this is going to be a fine. So we'll add seven plains, 8 swamps. Oh yeah, and we did already have a plain and a swamp in our deck. So we have 8 plains and 9 swamps. So now to recap our deck, we have 8 plains, 9 swamps, as I just mentioned. We've got Topplegeist, Cryptbreaker, Guardian of Pilgrims, Asylum Visitor, Graph Rats, which is great because we also have the Midnight Scavengers, but I'll get to that in a second. Grotesque Mutation, Pale Rider of Trostad, Angelic Purge, Choking Restraints, Desperate Sentry, Ironclad Slayer, which could be useful, especially with having the Choking Restraints, Crow of Dark Tidings, Skursdag, Supplicant, Succumb to Temptation, Sanctifier of Souls, Tree of Perdition, might be fun to play around with, Weirded Vampire, Faithbearer Paladin, Markov Crusader, the Midnight Scavengers to go with our Graph Rats, which I mentioned before, Rise from the Grave, Campaign of Vengeance, and Certain Death. And I think that's it. Yes, there's nothing else off the screen. So there you go, folks. This is the white-black deck that we're going to be using for our league. Granted, we do have the ability to change it, as I said before, between matches. So we might add a splash of red. We might tinker around with some of the cards we took out. But overall, I think this is a fairly decent build for our league. However, if there's one thing I've learned from the short time that I've been doing these draft and sealed deck videos and putting them online, is that the drafting and the deck building parts are always the biggest, most contested videos, I guess you could say. A lot of people feel that I can make different picks and drafts, different builds to the deck, and that is absolutely fine. I welcome any advice, any sort of suggestions, any bits of insight you may have as to a pick that I shouldn't have done or one that I should have done. Please leave that in the comments section below. You can also contact and follow us on Twitter if you'd like to contact us that way. It is at BrainPulpTV, or you can follow and contact me directly on Twitter at Geek Tragedy. We'll be getting into our first match in the second part of this video, but that is the end of this part. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to us here, and I'll see you all very soon.